My gosh, I am relevant, damn it. I have been doing this and I have all this experience and now I'm going to go out and do that. I'm not 20 anymore. I'm not 30 anymore. Damn it, I'm over 50 and boy, do I have a shitload to bring.
Did you push record?
Thank you so much for tuning into our second act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life. Hey, Silka.
Hi, Paige. Paige, today I want to pick up on the segment that we did, just a few weeks ago when you were in town. We had so much fun at the beach. We had a little bit of audio issues, but the topic surprisingly got a lot of response, and that was relevance. Are we losing our relevance after 50? Why is that so prevalent and such a hot topic? It's all over the internet.
I take it you're asking me that question, Silka?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's interesting that we're filming this today because in the mornings I wake up early and I just do some writing. And that was one of the things I wrote about this morning was relevance. And this is what I've seen, what I've come up with, and what I help my clients with too. And I try and remember my own life is that, we live in a society of we're humans, right? And I always talk about we're really souls and spirits living in this human experience, right? So here we are in this world, and in our society, on this planet, in this world, it says you're relevant if you have a certain title, if you make a certain amount of money, if you live a certain place, if you're famous in, I guess, your field of what you do, if you're sought after, if you're highly respected. And so we live in this bubble of you have to be up here all the way. Well, who the hell told us that you have to be here? Like, I don't get that. Relevance, especially after 50, is the wisdom that we bring, the experiences that we've had. And we don't need a title, a certain job, a certain amount of money, be famous to be relevant with what we bring every single day. And yes, we still live in a society that says, what, after 50? I don't know, you need to go out to pasture there. It's not as bad as it used to be. And I believe our show and people like us are shifting and changing that with what do we bring. And for us to not get so hung up in, oh my gosh, I'm after 50. I've got wrinkles. I've got gray hair. Where do I fit in the workplace? I want to change my career. I want to have my second active life. Oh my gosh, am I going to be as relevant? Oh yes, you're going to be even more relevant. It's all how you define relevance in your own personal path and in your own journey.
It's in your head is what it boils down to. It's all in your head. It was interesting too when I always try to Google our topics to see what's out there, what the conversations are. And what came up with relevance is invisibility.
Yes.
Why do I feel invisible? And there were just tons and tons of that thing. It's really kind of sad. But again, it is something we put on ourselves, right?
Well, and the invisible piece is this too. And I've been thinking about this as well. When you're in your 20s and 30s, there's this exciting part of life of things are new. You're doing new adventures, things you've never done before. And that's kind of, wow, you're not as invisible because you're out there doing and creating. And well, after 50, that's why you and I have come up with that show of when was the last time you did something for the first time.
Right.
Because you just have to kind of rethink and reframe what it looks like after 50. And for those out there who have kids who have left the nest, a lot of times they feel invisible because, well, what are they doing now? Their fulfillment and part of their job was being a part of bringing kids up, and when they're not there, you're invisible. And kids, they're on their own life, they're doing what they're doing. They're not coming around as much for mom and dad anymore, and you feel invisible. Maybe in your career, you're tired and you're sick of doing the same thing over and over again, and you feel invisible there. So yeah, absolutely. Invisibility is huge when we talk about relevance.
Yeah. Any tips to staying relevant or feeling relevant?
Well, like I said before and I think you said it too, is we got to get out of here and we got to get in here to your heart center and to your soul. And one of the things that I teach people to do every day, and I do it, and I did it just this morning, is if you bring your awareness to your third eye and to your eyes, And if it's kind of like taking your eyeballs and bringing it down here to your heart center. So you close your eyes and you bring your eyeballs down to your heart center and listen to what's in here. Because what's in here reminds you how relevant you are and remind you about the creativity that you still have. And this is going to talk to you about, what's my next step? What can I do next? The brain and the ego will F you up every single time.
Well, you just made a really good point. What's my next step? Meaning you got to keep moving. You got to stay active. You know, when I've started thinking about this more and more, and, you know, our relevance changes.
Yes.
And that's okay. That can be a good thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Yes, it's how you reframe it. And when you said keep moving, within the movement, there has to be stillness. There has to be a stillness to bring those eyeballs down here and to listen and to hear, what is my next step? My gosh, I am relevant, damn it. I have been doing this and I have all this experience and now I'm going to go out and do that. I'm not 20 anymore. I'm not 30 anymore. Damn it, I'm over 50 and boy, do I have a shitload to bring. So it's reframing and it's jumping into something different and going, you know what? The only way that we're going to become relevant is for us to remember that we are relevant. And when we're relevant, we teach those around us and the generations underneath us of, wow, they have so much to bring. I got to learn from that. Boy, they can really help lead us even more.
Yeah.
So
well,
kind of look at that.
Yeah, and you know, this whole conversation when we talked about it on the beach was prompted by the movie The Book Club, you know, which you know, again, we already said it was not the greatest movie, but the thought behind it was wonderful. In that, you know, Hollywood and just society in general is becoming or making our age group and aging a relevant proposition again.
Yes.
Or not again, but maybe for the first time, or at least in our culture.
Yeah, and guess what? We're not dead at 50.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you could go out and act. You can go out and retrain something else. You can go out and inspire others. There's so much more. We might not be 20 and 30 with the same kind of energy or the same way we look at the world, but we have to reframe. Boy, we can look at the world in a different way because of all the experiences that we bring and all the wisdom that we bring. There's power in our age.
No, exactly. And of course, that's what, you know, our show is all about. It's about starting over, reframing, reinventing life after 50. And one of the things that, you know, you mentioned it earlier that we're going to be doing is looking at when is the last time you did something for the first time. And I want to hold you over so we can do a segment on that because I really want people to start focusing on that. For this segment today, Paige, my usual question, what would you like to leave our viewers with?
That everybody who follows us, remember this. You are relevant. Get out of your head, bring your eyeballs down to here, and just try it and listen to what this says, because this will always steer you the right direction. Remember, relevance is everything that you've experienced. Relevance is wisdom. Relevance is passion. And that does not equate to an age. Never has.
Exactly. Well, be sure to subscribe to our channel. The links are listed below. Visit our website. Go to our homepage, to our suggestion box. Let us know what topics you'd like to cover. We'll be bringing you a lot more on this. And Paige, we'll see you on our next segment here on Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life.
Is there a topic that you'd like to see us cover in the future? Please go to our website, secondact.tv. On our homepage, upper right-hand corner, there's a suggestion box. Leave us a note. Leave us your suggestions. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time. Bye-bye.